Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for today's video. So I purchased a bunch of planners, two different kinds of planners that I wanted to try out. So I wanted to unbox them and kind of show you what's in them and kind of the premise on them before I start using them. I am planning on doing a kind of update in a week or 2 weeks or after a month, whenever I have more thoughts on it, to see how it really is working. The premise behind the planners is just kind of changing the way that you do things. So these planners are from Jordan Page, and she is from funfreeorcheap.com. I hope I said that right. I will put it below. She is an amazing person, and she has two different premises for two different aspects. So I bought 3 planners in total, 2 different kinds. They got here very fast. I live in Canada. That is from the States. I ordered on the 25th and it is May 1st today. I had to pick it up from the post office, so it was actually delivered yesterday, which is pretty amazing considering that it's coming from the US to Canada, and the US to Canada border everything is just kind of a mess, and shipping is taking a lot longer. So the fact that they got it over to me so quickly I think is amazing. I get a lot of things shipped, obviously, and I get a lot of things shipped from the States, and usually it takes 8 million years. So they got a huge bonus for getting it to me so quickly. I thought that was amazing. So they come in these white boxes. So it came in a bigger box, and then there's 3 of these boxes inside. So I love the box. They're very simple, simplistic. I love that fact. So the first one is their budget planner, and it looks like this. And in it you also get these cash envelopes, and they have one for every month, so like August, January, as well as a blank one. And the premise is that you have a budget, and then you write down what you actually use to kind of keep track of your amounts as you shop, which I think is a great idea. I did used to use cash all the time, and I really do like using cash, as well as this kind of premise of like keeping track of your actual dollar amount as you shop. It really is a great way to keep you on track of things. However, now, COVID times, unless I'm going to the grocery store, I go to the grocery store and the dollar store. That is pretty much it. In Canada, at least, almost every store is closed for non-essential items. So unless you want to buy food or medical items, like pharmacies are still open and stuff, everything else you cannot buy in an actual store. So don't know when that's going to change. Don't know when stores will actually open. When stores actually do open, I might start using these. So I'm happy to have them, and I'll use them as a pencil so that I can erase it and reuse it as I need to. So I will keep these and hope that I get to use them one day. For now, I'm pretty much doing all of my shopping online, and I have been really trying to focus on being aware of the amount that I'm spending, and be more conscious of it. And I definitely like to put things in my cart. A great suggestion is to shop online, put things in your cart, leave it there for 24 hours or 48 hours, and then go back to it and see what items you really want to use and how much is in your actual budget. I like to do that and see, and then look at, okay, how much can I really spend? If you know your total is $60 including shipping, but you only want to spend $40, you can then go back, take things out of your cart, as well as a lot of times the stores will send you a discount coupon for doing that, because they want you to come back and actually purchase the items. So also a good idea, but because I'm doing that, it's easier for me to do that, and so it'll be easier for me to put things in this budget planner as I purchase online, because I'm purchasing almost everything online other than food. So it'll definitely be easier for me to use this. So I won't be using those, but hopefully I will be able to get to use them one day. So I'm going to flip you around to show you the inside of this planner quickly before we move on to my second planner. All right, so this is the inside of my budget planner. So when you open it up, you do have tabs, and then they have stickers that you can put on the tabs so you know what month is for which month. The idea behind this is so that you can use it whenever you purchase it. You don't have to, it's not a specific January to December kind of planner, which is great because then you can use it anytime that you can start using it anytime that you purchase it. So I love that. I filled out 1 or 2 things in here because I was excited. Okay, so there is a step-by-step and like how it works. You can also scan this QR code and it will send you to kind of a how-to, as well as some videos of how to really use it and the premise behind it. So the first thing is a vision board, which I am excited to fill out for different goals you have. Then you can put a whole bunch of different goals. I like the fact that they put different categories because, well, this is a budget planner. You should have goals that are more than just financial, and those goals all, I think, go into your budget. Like, for example, education goals. If you have a goal to go back to school, then it is important to put that as your goal with your budget, because that will probably play into your budget and how you save and go about things. So I'm very excited for that. Then they have different financial goals: short-term, 1 year, and 5 year. Then they have a debt tracker for a bunch of different debts that you can put down. Minimum payments, how much you really owe, to be able to keep track of paying it off. They have a few different ones. So I do think this is a really great idea, especially if you have a lot of different debt in a lot of different places, to really have one spot where you can keep track of how much you really owe, what the minimum payments are, what you're doing to really pay it off. And I really like that. I don't personally have any debt personally, so I will find a different use for this, but I will definitely find a different use for this of making payments towards something. But I'm very excited for that. Then you can put your different debit and credit information in here if you needed it. There's also a credit score tracker at the bottom, which is a good thing to know. You should always know your credit score. It is an important thing to know and to try and improve. It will affect your life. For example, if you wanted to buy a house, it is definitely important for you to know your credit score and to have a good credit score. This is the savings goal tracker. So you can have different goals that you want to accomplish. I love the little grids that they have and that you can keep track as you go along. It's very visual, so I love that fact. And there's just more trackers, which I love, because when you hit one, then you should like move on to the second one. I think that's very important. Then bank account tracker information. She has the premise of having 7 different bank accounts for 7 different purposes. For example, one main checking account, one main savings account. Each person, so if you're married, he has his own banking account, and so like this would be like a husband banking account, wife banking account. Easier to keep track of different things, which I think is a very good idea, especially if you have a family and there's more than 2 people. If I was married, I definitely would have a joint account as well as mine, as well as his, just so that you can keep your money sort of separately and know exactly what is going on. Then it kind of has a how to use the different pages. So it is very detailed, of step by step of exactly how to do it and how to use the different things if you did not know. This is divide and conquers responsibilities. You can use this as a husband and wife. This is person A. Person B, you can use this as a husband and wife, or even just a roommate, so that you can keep track of what the roommate is buying, what you're buying, whose responsibility is whose. I personally live alone at the moment. It is just me, me and my daughter, who obviously doesn't make any money, but this is definitely a great idea, and whenever I live with somebody ever again, I definitely will use this, because it's a great place to kind of keep track of things. And then just more of that. So this is the idea of the person B responsibilities and what their budget is for that responsibility. So for example, if you are a stay-at-home wife, let's say the wife is responsible for grocery shopping and kids items and whatever else, then this would be for her budget for the items that she has to buy. Let's say the husband has home improvement and gardening, and that's his responsibility. This would be his budget for the items that he has to buy. So that's kind of the premise of divide and conquer. And they have a special occasions and gift tracker. I love putting it all in one place, that I can put a budget for how much I want to spend for each thing. So obviously I started filling this out. And then there's also holiday and events tracker. So you can actually write down the actual item, what the budget was, what you actually spent, as well as the notes thing. So like you can use one for birthdays, one for Christmas. There's a few different ones to really keep track. If you don't keep track of the holidays and events that you have in your life, and you don't plan for them and have a sinking goal for them, then it's very easy to kind of lose track of your money, of where your money is actually going, and spend too much. Then it goes into the month. So this is a month at a glance. So this is May that I filled out. Then this is spending freeze sheet. So the idea is that you don't spend money for 1 week of the month. My goal is to do this every single month. So this is just different things of questions before the spending freeze, after the spending freeze, so you can really know why you're doing this, like make sure that you have a plan for not spending any money, as well as how it went afterwards, so that the next month that you do it, you kind of get a little better each time. I definitely think that I tend to spend more money, too much money. I still am within budget. It's not like I'm going into debt or anything. But I definitely think I am spending too much money, more money than I should, and I should be saving more. I'm still saving, but I could be saving more money. So I definitely want to make sure that I have a good grasp on things and really focus on my financial goals for this year, so that I can make sure to teach my daughter good things. So this would be for the budget, paychecks. The goal is that you spend 70% on spending, so like your bills, your needs, essential items, 20% on debt or saving, and then 10% on future or other, for example, on 10% to give to people as like donations and stuff like that. So this is where you would keep track of everything, that your budget, your actual, as well as a notes page. And then they have weekly spending. So person A, person B would write down everything that they spent. And then they have weekly weigh-ins so that you can, at the end of each week, you sit down with your family and really ask these questions. I love that they have specific questions to ask to really keep track of things. And it makes it very easy and less awkward, I feel like, when it's all written down. And that way you can all be on the same page. You just do it once a week, very quickly, so that you know where your money is going and everybody is on the same page. And then it just goes through. There's basically one for every week of the month, and then it starts all over again. I'm going to flip you around to show you the second planner. All right, so that was my first planner. What did you think? I am very excited to get started and to use it for the month. I've just been writing things just in a notebook by myself for my budget, to try and keep track of my budget, but I feel like this is easier because it is more laid out and more very specific, so it's easier to keep track of the total and what you're really spending. I just found like I was just adding it up on a piece of paper and it was just a little convoluted maybe. So hopefully that will help me a little bit more. Again, I'm not spending more than I make. I'm not overspending. I am still saving a little bit. But I could be doing a lot more, and I know that, and I definitely want to be more intentional with my money than just spending it randomly like a random crazy person. So it's just a lot easier to keep track of things that way. So for the second planner, I got 2 of these planners, and the reason is because it is a 6-month planner. So I got it basically for an entire year. They had a sale for Mother's Day. Sale is over now. They did have a sale for Mother's Day, and they don't normally have a sale. So that's why I kind of stocked up for the year. I really want to just be better for the next half of the year, and just be better in general. So when you open it up, I just wanted to show the first one I actually took out and started using. So this will be my extra one. It says, "Hello there, Productivity Ninja." So this is a productivity planner. When you open it in the box, it comes wrapped in bubble wrap as well as in cellophane. Make sure that nothing happens to it, which I think is awesome. Premises behind this is that you do a block calendar, a block schedule, basically. And it is not a normal planner. It is a productivity planner, and that is very different. So the reason that they sell only 6 months at a time is, look at that, it's gigantic, and this is just for 6 months. So I will obviously flip you around and show you what it's like, and show you everything that's in here. But you have to think of it as this is a productivity planner to try and help you be more productive, not necessarily a schedule. So you would have your schedule in a different spot, such as your phone. She's a big believer in putting it in your phone so that you don't lose it. And then this is to keep you productive and help you be more productive throughout the day. So it is just a little bit different than a normal every agenda or planner. So you have to keep that in mind, and I will be right back. So this is the productivity planner. I got 2 different designs for the outside. When you open it up, It tells you how-tos, as well as obviously a QR code so that you can scan it. It'll give you exact instructions. This is an example of how you would use it. And so it is 2 examples. This is a person who works 9 to 5, and then this is an example of somebody who stays at home, of different blocks that you can do. You do 3 hours at a time at the most. So they don't suggest you go over 3 hours, just because this is what tends to work better for people in general, and then kind of gives you an idea of what you would put in those blocks of things to do. So you would give each block a name. So for example, morning, outing, nap time, work, after school, bedtime, and nighttime. So in the morning, it's kind of getting ready for the day, getting dressed, making breakfast. And the idea is that when that time is up, so when 9:30 hits, she suggests putting alarms on your phone so that you know when the time is up when 9:30 hits. Then you put things away for that block and you move on to the next block. If you didn't get something done, then you would put it aside for tomorrow. So then it's outing, either going to the park, going to a neighbor's, running some errands. If you have any appointments, then you would put it in this time frame until 12:30. 12:30, when the alarm hits, go home, put that stuff away, move on to the next one. The next one they have as nap time and work. So as the kids nap, then you can do projects, work, whatever it is that you have to do. Next block would be after school. If you have kids that are at school, then they come home. If you have to do extracurriculars, homework, cook dinner, family time, and then bedtime, all of that. And then stuff that you have to do at the end, as well as getting ready for bed, relaxing, and that kind of thing. So they kind of give you some examples of how to use it, which I love. Then they give you some paper where you can just kind of flip around, write around of what you would want your blocks to be. So you can kind of doodle and kind of figure out which timing works best for you and for your family, and what names you want to give them, and what you would put in each block. Then they have a month at a glance. So you write the month at the beginning of the month, you put in all the dates. Then you can this is where you can keep track of special appointments, things that have to get done, like specific birthdays or something, anything like holidays. This is kind of what I would do. Then they have a habit tracker. I like the fact that the habit tracker is not a lot of different things. You can or cannot use this if you want to. Different goals that you want to write down, as well as a spot for some notes. Then when you accomplish that goal, then you would color in the blocks, for example. So let's say this one is drink a gallon of water. You drank a gallon of water on the first, you would color in that block. Then they have a weekly meal planner. I don't know if I will use these sheets particularly. What I think I might do is I will use this as, if I remember different things that I have to get done for that day, then I will, different things that I have to buy, for example, throughout the week. So let's say I realize that I have no tape. I'll write down tape so I remember to get tape whenever I'm out somewhere, that kind of thing. So I might not use this as an actual meal planner, but just kind of as a inventory of what I need to get. Then they have to-dos for this week. I love that they put this on. You should have obviously monthly, monthly goals, a year goal, that kind of thing. But it's easy to lose track of your monthly goals and all of the goals you have if you're not in a specific spot. So I love that I can make monthly goal, but make sure I also make a to-do list and to-do goals for that week to make sure that I get everything accomplished that I want to accomplish. And then it goes into your daily blocks. I love they put like a regular morning checklist as well as a night checklist, meals for that day, as well as different notes of what may or may not happen. And that is it. Then you just have 7, and then it goes into more weekly planning and that kind of thing. So that is everything that comes in the productivity planner as well as the budget planner. I am very excited to get to try this out. I will try it out probably for a week or 2 weeks or a month, and then kind of let you know how I feel about it. I am very excited to just try things a little bit differently. I just want to be more productive, more intentional with my money, intentional with my time. I can't believe it's already May, and I feel like time is just kind of slipping away, especially because I live in Canada. We are on a stay-at-home order. You can only buy essential items, which probably last for 8 million years. And I have been laid off. So I've been at home, and I feel like time's just kind of ticking away, and everything is just ticking away. So I'm very excited to try and be more intentional with everything, and to have goals and trackers to keep me accountable. I do have monthly goals, a year goal, different goals that I do, but they're more long-term goals. I love that this has trackers for the week, so that at the end of every week I can sit down, really keep track of what I'm really accomplishing, how I'm really using my time, and it kind of breaks it down a little bit more so it's more manageable. So very excited. I will of course link all of her information below if you want to check it out. She does have a productivity boot camp as well as a budget boot camp. If you need a little bit extra help, definitely check her out and all of her information. I really do believe in her system. I've been kind of doing sort of a block schedule, but not this detailed, for a little while, and it definitely has made me a little bit more productive. So I feel like this will make me even more productive than I have been. So again, thank you very much for watching. Definitely like this video and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more, and definitely do it if you would like to see how this works and if this really works, like a lot of people say it does. Then definitely stick around, because I will do an update at some point for how this is really working out for me. Again, thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a lovely and fantastic day.